Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Art Whisper 88. On your screen I have my sketch pad, and for this print I want to do a very rough layout of what I want to do, and it's just basically 3 circles, and this will be the general layout of the objects. I'm going to try something different today. I'm going to use some of this black Blickcrylic acrylic paint, but I've watered it down so it is more like an ink rather than thick paint. So I'm going to see, like I said before, I don't like to over plan too much, but I do have a general plan of what to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and follow the layout. I do like the texture created when the paint is watered down. It creates these textures. Let me shift to a wide shot. So here's a wide angle shot so you can see the entire image. It's just basically 3 circular shapes done with a watered down acrylic. And I'm going to let this dry because when you work on something that's still wet, it will smear and it's going to make a mess. In order to get a clear imprint on a gel plate, this has to be dry. Not bone dry, but dry enough to the touch that when you charge the plate with your brayer and paint, it's not going to smear. So I'll be right back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back from a short break. This is pretty much dry, and I'm doing this demo to assure some viewers. One viewer was concerned about having the paint dry on me, and for this purpose it's not a bad thing actually. It's actually preferable that the paint dries on the plate, so you don't have any smearing or contamination. It all depends what kind of effect you want. But for this particular image, I want to make sure that the initial brushwork is dry so it doesn't smear. So I'm going to use my Lukas. This one is cadmium orange, and this is cadmium red. These are two of my favorite colors to use. This is a little watery. It's okay. And okay. So this is more of an orange background. And this is a contrast to the subtle parchment color. This is a really bright color. Just trying to even out the red because it's a little thicker. Okay, I'm going to try, I'm not sure how this will work, but I figured it'd be good to experiment with this plastic netting that I saved from my onion bag. Let me see what happens. I'm going to use one of my brayers here just to make an imprint. Okay, I think that's pretty interesting. It's a fine mesh imprint. Then I'm going to use this big bubble wrap that I'd used earlier. Let me see, maybe down here. Okay, I have to think in reverse because the resulting image will be backwards. There we go. And let me put some marks here. And Okay, so let's see how this works out. Now, since this is a two-layer print, just to ensure the success of the transfer, I'm going to leave this paper on the plate for, I'd say, 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. And then I will check the corner from time to time to see how much of the paint has transferred. Okay, so I'm just putting an even, strong pressure on the plate. And I can feel the plate from underneath the paper. That's why I prefer to use my hand, so I can, by the sense of touch, you feel the plate from underneath. Okay, so I will take a half-hour break to let this transfer completely, and I'll be right back, so don't go away. Okay, here's the part we've all been waiting for. It's been almost half an hour, and let's see what we got. I think it's a good transfer. It's a fiery red-orange, and I like the black textures. It's like a lithograph image. And this is proof that just because the paint dries on the plate doesn't mean that you get a bad result. In fact, it's a very good result. And hardly any of the paint I put on at first remains. Okay, I do like this very much. And I will put on a close-up. Here's a close-up, and you see the texture from the watery paint that I had put, and also the texture of the plastic mesh that used to hold onions in the grocery. And here's the texture of the large bubble wrap. So these are all interesting textures from household objects. Okay, back from a short break, and I went through my box of collage papers, I think this will work nicely. I'm going to cut this into a shape. This is a little piece of the warm-up material that I did a few times earlier. And here's some more. So first I'll cut this. I think this will work nicely like this. Here, then this goes here. Go there. Maybe I think that will work. Let me start mounting these pieces. I'm really happy how this black brush strokes turned out. It's a total surprise. Like I said before, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And it's always a pleasant surprise when it does. That's the copy paper. Here is a little piece of black tissue. And finally, the tissue with circles on it. Again, I'm glad that the white tissue becomes transparent once you mount it. And the permanent markers don't bleed even if they are put in contact with water. Okay, I'm not going to play with this too much. Don't want to ruin it. So I'm quite happy with this with this print. It went easier than I thought, and it's just 2 layers. First layer is the black. The second layer is the cadmium orange and red, and then some of the bubble wrap textures. And the final layer is just some accent pieces with collage. So here is my finished piece, and thank you again for watching, and all you faithful subscribers. There's more art to come, because it looks like I'm on a roll, and I hope to see you next time.